Now, down in Miami, they're having a pretty nice little confab, and I'm going to expect that you're going to enjoy seeing some of this. Tim Job and Mary Schnelly from Broadcast Depot have arranged to bring some of the exhibitors to their camera and to talk with us. And it looks to me like it's the Jeff Welton Show.
No, I happened to be the sucker that was standing. I mean, the person that was standing there when Tim said, "Hey, you should talk first." And you know me, I'm shy. So, and hey, Wilson, I'm wearing the Aloha shirt, man. But I did put pants on. It's raining.
So what's going on down there, Jeff?
So they did the open house, and Mary's got I don't know how many people. There's like somewhere between 15 and 20 people here. I think Telos sent just about the whole factory down. But just they're talking about what's new in the industry and different technologies. It's been pretty cool. I'm actually learning some stuff here.
Did you bring anything special to the show yourself?
I brought. Let me see if I can get it on camera. Just see, this is what you need. You need a transmitter you can actually see in and carry.
Which model is that?
But yeah, no, it's just our demo VX300, but it was kind of cool. I got the plexiglass top on so you can look inside.
And the only problem with that is it's not a very good RF shield.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to turn it up too loud online because I'm pretty sure AT&T would be knocking at the door in about 5 minutes with an LTE complaint. But we did discuss that. We talked a little bit about HD radio, and there was some talk about virtualization. I'll let the other folks tell you what they talked about, but it's been a pretty cool day so far.
Sure. What would you quickly tell everybody that's here the difference between VX and VS?
A couple of the VX is a whole lot easier to get to repair. There's like one of the things we had with the VS, especially at the higher power levels, you had to get in through the bottom to get to some of the stuff. Everything on this thing's top accessible. And if with any of those, you know, like the Innovonics has the little promotional multi screwdrivers, the multi-bit screwdrivers that they give away, and those little aluminum screwdrivers that you can get from everywhere. You can take this thing apart with a single #1 Phillips. And I mean, I've pulled the power amp out of it. I've taken the air filter out, power supplies, all of it with the #1 Phillips.
That makes it very good for troubleshooting and replacement.
It's a whole lot easier to work on. Plus, the power supply is front panel accessible, so you don't have to take any screws out to get to that. Power amplifier is not soldered in, it's screwed in. So you can swap out an amplifier pallet with a screwdriver. So just learning some things from the VS and from customer input as we go.
Very nice. Okay.
All right, I'm going to look at see who my next sucker is, and we'll get them off to you.
All righty. Well,
so we'll see you guys all later.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, sir. So what, just jump in? Jump in, quick little elevator pitch, whatever you say.
Your headphones or? Hey guys, how are you?
Hi.
I'm Jim Armstrong from Telos. Been around. I'm trying to look at the list. I see Grady Moats. I see a whole bunch of guys. Hope you all having a good day. Happy New Year. And I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We're here at Broadcast Depot, and we're just kind of talking to folks about some of the new stuff. We showed our new console called Altus. And Altus is a IP-based console. There's no hardware involved. It's going to live on a server and be in a Docker container, and you can remote access that just using a GUI and the internet from pretty much anywhere. Classic example is a case we have out in California where we got the morning host had to move. The guy that ran the board, he's up in Washington State, and his co-host is down in California. So he's just sitting there, and the guy is running the board, pushing all the buttons way up north in Washington State. And they can hear each other, they can communicate, they can take phone calls. So Altus tends to be the huge thing. We're doing a lot of stuff in containerized software now. Altus is one of them. We got VXS. We've got a lot of things that don't have to reside on purpose-built hardware. They can go on a generic server, and you can use it as you need. and you're not locked into anything particular. Now, we still make the hardware. The hardware is still very important to us. We still got to get things in and out of your network, and that ends up helping us out there. So, it's kind of odd doing this as I can't hear you guys back. I'm just talking into it's kind of like doing that, the Marty remote from Days Gone By, where you're like, okay, go. And you're like, okay, start talking.
Well, you should be able to hear
anyway,
us.
This is what we're kind of talking about here today. That's our newest stuff. We still have a lot of our legacy gear. You can still buy Omnia processors. We still got plenty of those. We're selling them by the truckload. And then things are starting to become, again, more versatile for the broadcaster. I think I'm going to probably bail on this point and hand you off to somebody else. And I don't see any questions at the bottom. I'm just going to kind of jump off to Tim and have him go to the next person. Thank you.
Well,
All for
I
being on there.
see I see the Altus is not yet on your website.
I'm sorry, say again.
Your Altus, the Altus is not yet on your website. Are you planning to do some show us?
It's very much, it should be on our website. If you go to telosalliance.com, there's an Altus page. And everything's on there for you to check out. I mean, we can do demos for you. We can do live demos. I can probably set one of these up for later on where we come on and do a demo of Altus for you guys. Love to do that.
All right, we'll check with Jim and as
And then we
when,
can have somebody come on and basically pick an audience member that can dial a number, and then they can call in and get the audio back. We've got it up in the AWS cloud. But this Altus or any of our stuff can be in on-prem or a combination, a hybrid approach. It could be on-prem or in the cloud on your premises.
I may be looking in the wrong place. I'm looking at the broadcast consoles and I'm only finding Axios. I'm not finding the Altus.
Okay. Well, all of our stuff's on there. I don't know. Maybe we're just looking in the wrong place. I'll have to send it out to you.
Take a look and come back with us after a while.
Very good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. All right, we're gonna relocate, guys, so I can get a little better hearing. It's awfully loud here.
Hey, Tim, is that the entry point to your open house?
Sorry, go ahead.
Was that the entry point to your open house?
So we've been letting it loose all day. We've kind of been going through different groups all morning. Everyone's got 45 minutes to kind of go through their spiel and let us know what's new to market, what they're working on. So we just took a break halfway through. Everyone's going to grab lunch, and I'm giving them a 5-minute elevator pitch to you guys.
Okay,
So I'm going to go ahead and have Zach with ERI on real quick.
very good. Hi, Zach.
Hello, how are you?
Doing all right. What's up with ERI?
What's
Mary.
up with ERI? Well, still doing what we're doing, what we're known for, and still keeping things going. Lately, I would say we're getting a lot of requests for multiplex antennas with the rototiller. That's what we've been doing as of late. We see quite a bit of consolidation going on, or at least folks budgeting for that type of consolidation, maybe looking to save some money, make some changes, and that's what's going on as of late.
I see. When you multiplex, is this a 2 or a 3 or a 4? I imagine you make a combiner of all sizes.
Yeah, for as many FM channels as you want to throw in there, we'll do it.
Do you find that the aside from the multiplexing here, is there a lot of replacement going on with antennas at this time? Actually, probably this time of year, it's more planning than actually implementing, isn't it?
Yes. Well, we're seeing this time of year a lot of people looking at budgets, but this time of year, in the areas where you have significant weather events, winter tends to be the time to maybe you have an antenna that's been out there for decades and there's an icing event, or it's just about at the end of life. So in the winter time, we do replace some antennas or antenna parts. Big chunks of ice like to fall off towers sometimes.
So you recommend that especially after a nice storm, it's a good time to do an inspection.
For sure, for sure. See what the VSWR is. That's one thing that I'll tell you. That can be a sign as well. If you have a notice about that, then it's definitely a good idea to take a look at your system. But inspections after any type of major weather events is a good idea, along with your regularly scanned or regularly scheduled maintenance intervals.
Yeah, this is a problem today with some transmitter sites that are not seen by a live person for 2 to 5 months at a time. And so it's important that they keep an eye on that VISWAR number.
Right, right. Even with our antennas, the rototiller, for example, which tends to be one where you kind of install it and forget it, that can be good and that can be bad because, well, things do happen, and it's a good idea to check on your gear frequently.
Yep, I agree. Anyone have a question for our friend here? If you do, press your space bar or alternate A and let us know what's on your mind. FM antennas for the moment. Well, you've explained it pretty good there.
I think most of the people on there probably know more about the ERI antennas than I do, going back a long time.
How long have you been with ERI?
Almost 8 years now.
Good place to work.
I learn a lot. That's for sure. I'm working with some folks who are, well, I would say legends in the industry. How's that?
Has Tom tried to get you on top of the Empire State Building yet?
No, he has not. I would do it though. Well, maybe. I don't know if I would go outside, but I would go up to the combiner facility. I don't know about getting outside in the in the weather and the extreme.
Well, the one thing I know about working with Tom is he's so safety conscious.
Yes.
You cannot possibly, you really have to work at it to get hurt.
Yeah.
ERI is a quality company. Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Seems like you've covered it all.
I'll pass you guys back to Tim here from Broadcast Depot.
All right.
All right. Thank
Good.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna bring it back on in.
Hey, Tim?
Next, we're gonna have Gil from Enco.
Okay. Very good.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All yours.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Gil. Welcome.
How are you? I am based out of Arizona. Someone said Arizona there. I'm like, I'm based out of Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah, I'm down here in Tucson.
You're in Tucson. Oh, okay. You're a little cooler than us in the summer.
Yes.
We get the heat.
Oh, boy, you.
Actually, it was pretty chilly before I left. It was 29 degrees, and I looked at my dog and I said, "Yeah, we're not going for a walk today." Anyway, gentlemen, I work for a company called Enco Systems. We are in the process of opening an office in Mesa. We're actually moving in next week into this office. We do variety of different things. Radio automation. Our biggest product currently is an automated closed captioning system where we take audio, we listen for dialogue, and we convert that into text. Now, what we do with the text really depends on your application. We have a variety of different applications. Of course, our main application would be broadcasting, news broadcasting. We have, I don't know if you guys, whoever is in Phoenix, but the local TV station there, NBC Channel 12, is using our in-caption product during their live news broadcast. It's completely automated. So we do live captioning, but we also have applications outside of broadcast. We do a lot of city council meetings. We do house of worship. We also do arenas. We do a variety of different things with the automated closed captioning. Not only are we able to caption live, with a delay of somewhere between 2 to 4 seconds. Our accuracy out of the box is somewhere between 92 to 95%, but we can really improve on that accuracy because we have the ability through text, importing text, we have the ability of learning local terminology, proper names, city names, council, let's say, we do a lot of city councils. You may want to make sure we spell the mayor's last name properly, right? AI may have an issue with that, but we have the ability of learning that. All that information and importing all of that information. So improving the accuracy a great deal. Somewhere, like I said, we start at 92 to 95%. But as I tell a lot of people, we're only as good as that audio that's coming in, right? We don't do miracles. We have to have good audio quality, and the cleaner the audio, the better the accuracy, right? Which makes sense. We also have the ability of doing sentence structure, adding punctuation, and identifying a speaker change. So let's say it is more than one speaker. We're able to identify that speaker change based on tone of voice. So we listen for a change in tone of voice and we automatically assume, hey, this must be a new speaker. And we add the two little chevrons followed by the text of that new speaker. So it is an excellent product. I am the product manager for this product. I've been with Anko going on 8 years, February 1st. And I took over this product about 5 years ago, and we've really have taken off. One of our, we were, as I mentioned before, we were concentrating strictly on news broadcasting. In other words, doing live local news. And then we branched out. We went to what we call PEG, Public Educational and Government applications, city council, government. We have, the Department of Defense is one of our biggest clients. They have 9 units, FBI, CIA, there's a variety of different things. And now with the government, the biggest reason that we are so popular is because all the processing is done locally on the machine. So there's no cloud, right? So no need for any connection to the outside world, which of course that makes us really popular with the US government. The other thing too is that now we are currently able to translate into 46 different languages. So if you're looking for not only live captioning, but if you want Spanish, we are able to do that live on-prem as well, because we have English and Spanish, but again, we can translate to 46 different languages.
Well, that's interesting. I read something about that. And so here's a question for you
Yes,
about
sir.
application. One of the problems that I have noted in working for foreign language stations, Spanish language, Chinese, Arabic, whatever, the manager and the program directors often have no clue as to what's being said on the air. Does your product take a running list of what's on the air and bring it into English?
Yes, we actually create anything that's running through our system. We're creating a transcript. So that's another big plus with our city councils, right? Because if you're running a city council meeting, the minute you're done with that city council meeting, you're going to need a transcript. Well, we create transcript, but we also create what we call sidecar files for post, right? There's like an SEC file, an SRT file. So in a situation where we're doing translation, let's say we're doing English, example, English and Chinese, right? You will have a transcript of both languages available to you immediately. So you will have that working transcript as soon. We have this thing called the recognizer, which is a button within our GUI software that turns on the speech engine. The minute you stop that speech engine, right? You stop that recognizer. Now you have those TXT transcript that you can export out of the software. And it will have a timestamp, right? and it would be time of video from when you first hit the speech engine or started the speech engine to when you stopped it. So that transcript is available to you as well. Does that answer your question, sir?
Largely. Now, the question would come up. Let's say that we're dealing with a Spanish language and you have an American English speaking only GM or whatever. So you can have the thing monitoring all day long for him to ensure what's being said on the air.
Yes and no, because we will have a TXT file, right? As long as that speech engine is turned on, you will always have a transcript of everything that was said on the air. Yes.
It could
Now,
get
the
pretty
minute you-
large.
Say it again.
That could get pretty large.
It could get pretty large. It could get pretty large, and it also involves, pricing, because now you're turning on the speech engine, right? So the minute you turn on the speech engine, now you're being billed for it, right? Now we are captioning in radio right now, currently, with a couple of radio stations, and they basically are, talk radio stations. And what they did, they reached out to us and said, hey, we're strictly a talk radio station. We would like to use your product to caption our. So what we do is we have one of our units at the station which is listening. Yes, which is listening to. I've gotten it's like I'm at the Oscars. They're telling me to wrap up, but they said what they did was they reached out to me and said, can you guys caption this? And we're like, sure. And all we're really doing is taking that actual text, the ASR text, and feeding it to their website. So anybody who logs into their radio station, right, or logs in on a phone app, they can follow along on the show, the whole show, and all the text.
Very interesting.
Speaker identification as well.
We have a question here in the chat box. We need contact information here about this product. So if you can put that in the chat box or bring it back to Tim.
I will have Tim send all my contact information.
Excellent. Thank you
gentlemen.
so much.
Thank you for your time. That was great. Sorry I talked too much, but see you in Arizona.
Good.
They want on the chat.
Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
Howdy. Mike Mahoney from LiveView. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with LiveView. I can't really see most of you or raise your hand, but LiveView in a nutshell is a technology that allows remote video acquisition point-to-point or point-to-point to multi-point for getting those remote feeds back into a facility. And so we started about 15 years ago being able to do news hits without sat trucks and minivans. And we're doing this across cellular, and we're bonding multiple signals together so that we guarantee we get what we got in the camera is what we get on the other side. And we're doing that in less than 1 second. And so that's where we started. Where we've gone to from there is now being able to not only take those live hits from anywhere, but now be able to bring those in and time those together so a true REMI production can now happen. And so when you want to have to do interviews in the field, or you're doing live hits from somewhere and you want to mix that in with a quality show that's at the studio, then you can do so, whether it's audio only or audio and video. And that's sort of where LiveView comes in. So we're actually taking, we have small, medium, and large units. And the real big difference between those is, do they do 1 in and 1 out, up to 4 in and 4 out? Or they can also have multiple modems. So if I'm at a parade or a stadium that has 50,000 plus people, but they're all on the same cell phones, I can actually mix providers, but also get a level up on service from people like AT&T, because they give you level up on service from those providers, which is nice. So if anyone's ever seen AT&T, you've got your regular cell service, then you've got priority service, which is a level up that broadcasters can use. And then there's a level up from that first responders use called FirstNet. And so we're able to go use either priority service, or for our first responder customers, we're able to use their black SIMs to be able to guarantee that video goes out above everybody else. So it's a prioritization of service. But at the end of the day, the idea is that we want to be able to take video, bring it in from somewhere, and send it out to anywhere at really ultra low latency. Does that kind of make sense?
Sure. Now, is your equipment, you mentioned audio only or audio and video. Are you suited for audio only?
It's really not our forte. The inputs are HDMI or SDI on the units, and it's embedded audio. And so what it's assuming is, typically a live shot, let's say in a government situation, I've got the mayor standing somewhere where there's never a fiber connection at a ribbon cutting, and they want to be able to do a live, 2-minute interview. That's where we've got the camera guy standing there with our backpack on his back and feeding his camera signal in, and it's live back to the station, and they're just cutting that into the rather news broadcast or a typical show.
Does it utilize multiple cell phones?
It does, because it's bonded cellular and we've written our own protocol called LiveView Reliable Transport. What that protocol does is two things. One, it uses a technology called H.265 or HEVC. And for those folks that do video, that's sort of the standard out there right now for high quality video compression. And then the other thing that it does, it's sort of unique to us, is it wraps that all with LRT, which means we do bonding across anything you give us. So whether that's bonded cellular across multiple providers, or whether it's a network connection, whether it's one or two, physical RJ45 ports, or whether it's a wireless network, we basically spread the ones and zeros across all of that so that when we get on the other side, our LRT decodes that and gives you back an SDI or an NDI video, or it gives it back into an IP flavor like an RTMP or an RTSP or an SRT, so that we can do IP-based workflows as well.
So it's very well suited for interviews or for sporting events.
Absolutely. I think news is where the obvious is, and for sports, that's how you're getting all the locker room shots and everything else where you don't have fixed camera positions or cameras can't get in there. And I think for first responders and those type of applications, we're now able to give the everybody who wants access to that feed for situational awareness, we're able to give that drone feed to everybody in less than a second, because we're taking that and multiplying it out. And it's not just the person flying the drone that sees it, but it's actually City Hall or a command vehicle or an officer on their phone. We're able to go one to many and take that same signal and give them that video feedback so they can make sort of life-saving decisions.
Very interesting. Anyone else have a question for our guest here? Well, looks like we have another fellow who's described it very well.
I appreciate it. I think we got the next one up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Hey guys, all right. Next up, we're gonna have Alex Bonello, and he is with Insoft, and they create Avra. It's an audio-visual radio product.
Hi, Barry.
Hello, Alex.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex with Insoft. I don't know if you are familiar with the company. We've been in business for a decade now. Maybe some of you know us. We do visual radio. What's visual radio? I see some faces of what's all that about. It's basically to do Facebook Live from a studio, but doing it with multiple cameras and having automated camera switching so that it looks as if it's a TV interview instead of just a fixed camera in a corner of the room. And then we have a system. You may have heard about it. It's the product itself is called HDV Mixer or Avra, and it comes in a rack mount computer with some cameras that you install in the studio. The system connects to your audio console, whether it's an Axia or a Wheatstone blade. And with that connection to that console, we do know if the microphones are on the air, which microphone is on the air, because we have totally light information, and if someone is talking into that microphone. And with that information, we can switch smartly the cameras so that it looks as if you have a director switching the cameras during the show, but all that happens automatically. So if any of you needs to automate your streaming to YouTube, Facebook, any social media platform, well, this is what we do.
Very nice. Would this also be adaptable, let's say, to an interview in the field where you set it up for 1 or 2 or 3
Yeah, that's a great question, and yeah, there are other use cases. So, for instance, for those that don't know InSoft, you may know this other company, Learfield. So, Learfield, that does the broadcast for many schools, sports broadcasts for schools around the country. They have right now like 75 of our systems at the schools. They have it in the press booth, and they use it to switch the two cameras that they have there. So certainly, yeah, and they use it out of laptops, right? So yeah, it's an on the field kind of thing. They go to the press booth, they boot up the computer, plug in the cameras, and that's it. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
By the way, I like Brian's microphone. Is that a Sennheiser 441? Oh, there you go. I haven't seen one in ages. I love that microphone, sir. Yeah, so again, you can find our products here in Broadcast Depot. So if anyone is interested, or the general manager ask any of you to come up with a visual studio, well, we can do all that. We configure the integration with the mixers. It's a plug and play kind of solution that we have.
Very nice. So I'm sure we'll get some contact information from Tim. So
absolutely,
follow
he can
up.
provide it, yeah, to any of you that may be interested.
Very good. Appreciate that. Thanks, Alex.
Okay, my pleasure. I think I was the last vendor here. So no, oh, there's one more. Okay, Mary here is telling me that there's one more.
All right. But wait, there's more.
There's one more. Okay, and if someone has any question regarding visual radio, just let me know.
Okay. Excellent.
Perfect.
Chris Crump is going to be on board.
Oh, the great Chris Crump will be with you.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
coming.
there he will be.
Coming.
And you probably know this guy.
You're on.
Chris, come on. They need a history lesson, and they thought that you would be a good person.
Hello, Chris.
Good job.
Good to see you, senor.
Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Hi, everybody.
Howdy.
I won't say too much. I'm Chris with Comrex. I think I was here not that long ago, in fact. So I don't want to waste too much of your time. But I will tell you that we do have our Bricklink 3. We've been selling a lot of these. And Mary, where's Mary? I thought she was here. She's walking around over there. One of the nice new things about the Bricklink 3 that I really like is the power indicator, which I may have mentioned before.
Mhm.
Oh, there you are. And then we have 4 programmable buttons, which can be referred to as quick connect buttons. So you could have 4 different locations programmed on these to make quick connections with the Bricklink 3. It's fully compatible with all of our access codecs, our Bricklink Classic and Bricklink 2. And the other big difference between this and the previous versions is we can't make the others anymore, and we can make this one. It's got a new processor. That's kind of the big thing. Oh, I did want to let you know that on January 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be doing a program called Tech Talk Live. It will be our inaugural edition of Tech Talk Live, where I'll talk to our tech support people on a common tech support topic. I'll do a feature focus to talk about one of the more obscure features in our products. I'll do a segment called The Insider, where I'll talk to somebody from within the industry. It could be another manufacturer or another broadcaster about a certain way they implement our technology with theirs. And Grady, I'm kind of hoping that I'll be able to pick your brain for one of those in the future. Or maybe we could talk about the PepLink Balance 20, for example. And then this, for the first edition, I'm going to be talking to Andy Mokita from Yellowtech about their Puck 2 with sample rate converter that can actually work with our Bricklink 3 as a nice little broadcast from home scenario. So if you've got people you need to set up for home broadcast, the Puck 2 with their leveling engine and a Bricklink 3 is a great way to be able to connect back to the studio. So we're going to be talking to him. I'm also going to be talking to radio legend Michael Harrison from Talkers and former NEW WNEW jock. He's going to be talking to us about World Radio Day. And so it should be a nice little half-hour show. And hopefully you can join me. It's going to be streaming on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, and also Riverside.fm. What are you smiling at?
You said that's Friday?
Yeah, it's going to be Friday, January 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And then we'll have the program available on our YouTube channel after that.
Well, you'll get Grace to send me some information, I hope.
We are currently working on a press release, except I've been too busy yapping with people today. I have a little bit of writing to do on that, and we'll get that press release out beginning of next week.
Very good. Thank you, Chris.
Hey, my pleasure. And hopefully everyone is doing well, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Well, some people are freezing right now. You're not, and that's good.
That's right. Miami is a nice place to be right now. Who's next?
You're it.
Really?
Yeah.
And nobody fell asleep that I can tell. So that's good.
Not so far. Mary, you want to step on?
I can. So hi, everybody.
Howdy. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Hope you guys all enjoyed this.
Yeah, yeah. I think that it was nice to meet these fellows and what's new. And the only thing I'd like to see, if you want to pick the laptop up before we're done and just walk down the aisle there and show us the displays.
Let me get out of my phone. Let me pick this up. What do you do with the camera? Oh, I guess he's using his laptop camera. So we'll just kind of walk around here. See if you can. This is some of our offices. Danilo, who is the manager of Latin American sales. We have Juan's office here. So, and if you notice, this is our furniture in his office. So that is our in-house made furniture. I'll back up here and make sure I don't run into anybody.
Hey, you've mentioned the furniture in the
Back
past.
here, Rolando, who does Latin American sales, and then Carlos, that everybody probably knows.
Hello, Carlos.
I think he's on the phone. So I'll take you around here. I think Alex is doing visual radio. But here is one of our big screens on the wall. So we do our advertising for Camaro on it. And we have another one here. It's got, you can't really see it all that well. But some of the video stuff that we do in-house. And then I'll take you over here. I'll be real quiet. Alex is talking. A live view rack. And then we have a Diva rack. We've got all our Diva products in it. Here is a studio area. Where we've got Axia running. That's our green screen. Alex is up front giving a presentation.
Very nice.
Tour of our showroom. And what's going on here? So. I think I'll go into Neela's office. It's quiet. Juan's on the phone. So. I hope everybody got something out. Oh, he's on the phone too. No quiet spots.
Well, that's good,
Yeah.
I guess, you know, busy.
I'll come sit by Jeff Welton.
There, you can get up again.
I gotta
Get
get
out of my coach. I don't know my coach.
Jeff told me to get off his couch. Can you believe that?
Jeff is supposed to be this wonderfully welcoming fellow.
No, he told me to get off his couch. So you kind of had a tour of our place, what's going on here today, and if anybody's got any questions about manufacturers that gave a short talk, feel free to reach out to me.
I'll send Barry all the emails.
Okay, Tim said he'll send you all the emails of the manufacturers.
All right. Very good.
So anybody have any questions, or I'm gonna pass this over and I'll let Tim finish it up.
Very good.
Appreciate your time, guys. Just want to say thank you. The first open house we've done here, and we'd like to think it was a success, especially having you guys involved. So thank you, Barry, and thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim. Very good.
Y'all have a great day.
Send us some more weather.
I certainly will. It looks like it's going to be 78 as a high here today, so we're struggling.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Mary or I. I'll follow up, Barry, after we're done with the emails of everyone that you guys heard from, just in case you want to contact them. And we'll see you next time.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks,
Awesome.
Jim.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.